Welcome to another edition of Wings Weekly. Jay Kleinknecht here, and as usual, folks, head coach Scott Langer joining me here at City Lights Bar and Event Center. Coach, another rough weekend, unfortunately, at the ODI Center. A 4-2 loss on Friday. You guys kept it close. It was a 3-2 game. You pulled the goaltender. You've got the extra attacker out, and things were pretty intense and exciting for a while there, but they end up burying an empty netter. And then a 2-1 loss on Saturday. Both nights, strong third periods, and unfortunately outshot, maybe outchanced, like you and I have talked about on several occasions before. Just because you're outshot doesn't mean that those are grade A scoring chances necessarily. But let's talk about the weekend as a whole. Like I don't want to go through minute details necessarily of each night, but what went wrong and what went right?
Well, I mean, the slow start on Friday wasn't what we were looking for, especially after such a good week of preparation. Obviously, the third period in that game was really good for us. I thought we were back to playing how we can play, and then, again on Saturday, I thought for the most part, 2 out of the 3 periods were really good for us. We were playing pretty good hockey. Had some monster chances that, didn't score. I mean, I think if you score in a couple of those chances, especially early, the game's a completely different look. But that's what's going on right now. We're fighting to score and not doing a great job defending overall. But we were a lot better on Saturday, and I think that's the positive we have to take into this week.
Yeah. Well, and it is right now. I mean, that's what it's all about, is finding the positives to go from week to week, and certainly some improvement on Saturday night, but coming up short for sure. A power play goal, there's some positives that certainly can be taken away, and some things working well. New guys too. We talked, what was it, 2 weeks ago, I think it was, about continuity. And you bring in some guys. You've got Kalora and Fisher and Vahakangas, and some guys that are coming in that have only been here a very short period of time. How much does that affect how you prepare for a game, and what kind of a game plan you put together?
Well, I mean, they're still good hockey players, so they need to just play the game. I mean, I don't know, obviously continuity is a real thing, but we're all hockey people. We play the game, it's played a certain way, and obviously we have different ways that we like to play it, but those guys are all good players being inserted in a lineup, and if guys were getting it done, we wouldn't have to make any changes. But guys aren't getting it done, and we can either sit around and wait for that to eventually happen, or we need to make some changes now. So I thought those guys made us a better hockey team both nights. Minus a good hockey team. They built their team well, and we're a team trying to obviously catch them, and we just have to continue getting better, and I thought today was another good step in getting better.
Well, it's like you said, you have the choice to be either proactive or reactive, and in this case, you're being proactive, trying to get ahead of things and make those improvements as they go. And I mentioned the guys, some of them anyway. What do they bring to the table? Where's a guy like Kalora, for example, or Fisher? How does the addition of them make this a better hockey team? What can you tell us about these guys?
For Kalora, I mean, we needed help on the dot, and he's really good on the dot. He wins a lot of big face-offs in key situations. He's a guy that can play on the penalty kill. He's a guy that can play on the power play. He's got a sneaky skill in all the areas. So he just goes about his business, and wherever we tell him to go, he goes. Fisher was brought in because he can add offense. Hopefully that gets going for him. He's a guy that can put the puck in the net. We needed a guy that was going to get us a little more offense on the blue line, so we went after Wes Turner, who played in Brooks. And Kivaha Kangas, we needed another physical winger with a good body on him that can eat some minutes and wear guys down. So, we made those additions, and I think we'll reap the benefits of those moving forward as we learn each other a little more and how we play. But
for sure,
I mean, I'm happy with the additions. I still like our team. I just think we continue to find ways to lose. You look on Saturday, we work hard, draw a penalty, get up on the power play to tie the game, and we take a penalty. it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Because you've played a really hard game and you're battling back. We had tipped the rink at that point, scored a big goal by Holmstrom, and then we take an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty to nullify our power play. So,
you know, it's funny because I remember when that happened, even I said, look, I'm not on the ice. I know what these guys are how passionate and intense the game is, but like you said, it felt like the momentum had swung and that things were going. You had an opportunity in the power play, so that was an unfortunate one. But it is what it is, and I'm glad you mentioned Wes Turner too. I forgot to mention him, but it's certainly a big help on the blue line there too. As again, these additions, for the fans getting a chance to see them and stuff. Obviously, there's definitely some talent there. It was funny. I was looking at some stats, and I don't know. Like you use the word sneaky. And it's funny because like in Calora, he's got 3 assists in the week and a half he's been here. Like it's not even I don't know that he some of them maybe not be all that flashy or whatever. Maybe that's not the right word, but certainly adding to the to the offense and to contributing, and that's an important part for sure. Okay, Austin right now at 25 points, top of the division. Minot 23 points in second in the division, and then St. Cloud 20, Bismarck 18, Aberdeen with 15, and then North Iowa with 10. North Iowa split with the weekend, and of course St. Cloud and North Iowa both out of division games over the over the weekend. But North Iowa continues to kind of rack up some points and so on. And we talked about this last week. I know too early to be worried about standings and where people are and all that stuff. Everybody in the Central Division can win on any given night, but reality is 5 straight losses, and you've got St. Cloud coming in here next. They swept the Minnesota Wilderness, who had been on a 10-game heater, and St. Cloud comes in and kind of ended that. Obviously, what have you seen of St. Cloud? Obviously, a team that you've played, and there's some film out there. I know it's early in the week, but what do they do well? What do you guys have to do to approach things on a different way on another homestand here this weekend?
They have good goaltending. Both their goalies are playing really well and allowing them to play really fast and take chances. They're a skilled group that plays with a little bit of an edge, just like all of Corey's teams. So it doesn't get any easier this weekend. We're going to have to be at the top of our game and try to find some points.
All right. Well, looking forward to it for sure. Folks, again, more information coming towards the end of the show about what to expect this weekend at the ODI Center. Some fun stuff and cool stuff going on for Veterans Day and so on over the weekend here. But again, Coach, a tough weekend, but we look past it. You look forward on to the next weekend and look to try to to improve. And like one thing that you always talk about is work ethic and improving yourself before you start to worry about other teams. And I know that you and Eric will make that a focus for sure as the week of preparation goes on. So good luck against St. Cloud. Thanks for your time as always, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks, Jay.
All right, folks, that'll wrap up the first portion of Wings Weekly. A player will be joining me coming up after this.
City Lights Bar and Event Center is your official home for the Aberdeen Wings. Stop down for an ice-cold beer or drink and choose from one of the many excellent food options on their menu, available for both lunch and dinner. And when your Aberdeen Wings are on the road trying to earn their way back to the Robertson Cup Championship, come on down to City Lights and watch the away games as the audio and video are streamed live. City Lights Bar and Event Center, the official home for the Aberdeen Wings on South 2nd Street, just south of the overpass in Aberdeen.
All right, Wings Weekly, the second portion continues on, and as usual, a player is joining me. This time it is Bennett Koupal of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. And Bennett, you're a veteran guy. You're a guy that has gone through this with me before, but certainly no stranger to Aberdeen, and obviously being from Sioux Falls, you have some understanding, obviously, of how things function or what it's like around around South Dakota. Not like you're getting culture shock and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to jump right into the hockey things. All right. So you're I ask everybody this, and I know everybody asks everybody this, but when did you start playing? How did you get going? Did you have any influences?
My dad kind of just brought me out to a little public skate when I was, 3 or 4 years old, and after that I was kind of hooked and never looked back. So.
Do you remember, like, early on thinking, like, were you one of those guys that just couldn't get off the ice, or were you one that was like, man, my feet hurt, I'm cold, and all, you know, what do you, I mean, I know that's kind of weird to ask someone to think back that far, but.
I think when I first started off, I was kind of holding on to one of those, I don't even know what you call it. Like
the little
pushers.
helper things, yeah.
Yeah, because I could buzz with one of those, but like without that, I wasn't that good, so I kind of held on to that for a while, but after that, yeah, I just couldn't stay off the ice.
See, I'm weird. I mean, and nobody cares about this, but I when I started playing hockey, I was, I don't know, second grade, and I remember at lunch, my dad told me that they had flooded the ice rink at the park near our house. So I get done with school, and I'm like, I'm going skating, you know? Yeah. It takes quite a while for about a foot of water to freeze, and I went through the top layer of ice and was soaking wet, walking home with frostbite on my toes. And so I always think back to those early memories of playing and skating and stuff, and that's why I kind of try to dig at you guys a little bit. You're younger though, so you were inside and you were.
Yeah, I still like the outdoor rink, so it's fun. Yep.
All right, so you're wearing an A on your sweater now, and tell me a little bit about what that means to you. How does that change your role from last year? Do you feel like it's made anything of an impact or any kind of a difference?
I mean, I'm still the same player I was, still the same guy, and I think I like to think of myself as a leader no matter what, if I have an A or not. And there's obviously kids on this team that don't have a letter and are good leaders. So.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
You know, and it's something that we talk about on a regular basis, that leadership comes from all kinds of different areas, and you know, it's just, I always feel like the guys that have those letters on their sweaters are ones that the coaches obviously recognize that have the ability to be that person, you know. So that's very cool, and congratulations on that, by the way.
Thank you.
Got a big goal on over on the weekend, but one of the things that I always notice about you is your physicality. You're a guy that is not afraid to hit, and you're a guy that if somebody's in trouble, you're going to jump right in that. And well, I mean, not any bulletin board material here or anything like that, but I've often said that if you're going to pick a guy to drop the gloves with, probably shouldn't be this guy, because I've seen him win a lot. What does that part mean to you? Do you take that pride in in being a physical player and being, I'm not going to use the word enforcer because that's not what it is, but a guy that that will look out for your boys?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's part of my game, is wearing down teams, and I wouldn't say putting fear into them, but when you're going to get hit every time you have the puck, it makes a difference. So yeah,
got to get rid of it a little sooner when you know somebody's coming.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
For sure. Okay, we're going to talk more hockey and more in just a moment, but I want to jump away from that for just a little bit. What do you do when you're off the ice, when you're away from the rink, not working out, whatever? Do you have any hobbies or anything that you like to do?
I like to hunt. I like to fish. I haven't got out enough this year, but yeah, I like to hunt a lot. So a little bit of golf. I'm not that good, but sometimes Reimer and my billet brother Winkler go with them.
Sounds like there's a lot of guys that are into golfing this year particularly. Every year, but this year particularly. All right, so hunting, pheasant hunting opener, of course, 2 weeks ago now? Yep. But we were out of town for that. Did you get a chance to go out and?
I was gonna go Sunday, but the place we went to, they weren't doing that well, so my uncle kind of told me it's not worth it. So stayed home, rested
up. Gotcha. Okay. Yep. So you're a sportsman. What's your biggest catch? What your biggest?
I don't really do big game.
No.
But I'm more like a waterfall guy.
Okay.
So like shooting mallards, that's probably my favorite thing to do, and it's the most fun I have when I go out.
It's a lot of work.
It is, yeah.
Man, I used to do it when I was young, but now I'm just too old and out of shape trying to slush around in sloughs and in waders and stuff.
Yeah.
But you're an in shape young guy, so I know.
I usually let my old man do all the prep work for me.
Yeah.
He kind of helps me out, so.
I used to laugh. I used to have my, at the time, brother-in-laws, and I was like, you're my dogs. You guys go out and get the decoys and stuff, and I'd just sit back and watch them. But anyway, that's, you're in the right place for that, because there's a lot of pheasants around. People have been having a lot of success here. Yeah. All right, how about into gaming? I've heard guys talk about poker games and stuff. Who's the best poker player on the team? You up there?
This year, I think I'm about even.
Yeah.
So can't really say I'm that good, but yeah, there's a couple guys out there. I can't say their names exactly, but they're up a lot more than me. So.
Okay, so other sports when you're growing up. I know that it used to be where, there were multi-sport athletes, people were playing all kinds of different games. Lately, it feels like people are getting to be much more specialized, and they're only playing one sport over the course of the year. Did you play baseball at all or anything like that on the?
Yeah, when I was younger, I was really into baseball and football. So I played football till I think my freshman year. Same with baseball too, and then hockey. It's a lot. You're traveling a ton, and you kind of gotta choose a path. So I chose hockey.
Exactly, and that's why I say that it never used to really be like that, but now it has become where you are on the road so much, and you have really no choice but to become a little more specialized for sure. How about your game day routine? What a lot of guys like the pregame nap, the meal at a certain time. What do you do?
So on Fridays we do our pregame skate. Then I go home for a little bit, and then we got a good group of guys that goes to Roma's downtown.
Oh yeah.
So we eat some pasta there, and then I go home, nap, get up, eat a little bit at like 2 or 3. And then kind of wait it out and go to the rink at about 4:30.
You're a superstitious guy? You got any patterns or rituals that you have to go through?
I'd say I put my gear on left to right. That's about it. Nothing else than that, really. Nothing crazy.
Left to right. Okay. Yeah, I've heard that before. I've never quite understood it, but I get it. See, I would definitely be a bottom to top. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How do you? Yeah. Okay. Well, good to know. Music. What are you listening to get pumped up? You guys are playing some suey. You're doing a little warm up.
Yeah.
Some guys go off on their own and take their stick or whatever. What's in the ear?
I actually don't really have my own earbuds. I kind of just listen to whoever is on aux in the locker room. But yeah, that's just kind of who's ever on aux, to just roll with that.
Just roll with it. Don't have any preference?
Not really.
Okay. Next time I'm gonna have to have somebody playing some papa polka music or something and see how you like that.
Crazy, yeah.
All right. I ask everybody this, but I love the question because it's different for everybody. What's your final meal? You can build it. Anything you want, from entree to appetizer, dessert, whatever. What are you gonna have?
Like one last meal before I'm gone? Shucks. Probably some steak, definitely a steak, some lobster, some seafood.
Lobster, okay.
Some cornbread.
Nice.
And sweet potato.
Yeah?
Love sweet potato.
Okay.
And then for dessert, probably just some ice cream, some brownies.
Okay.
That's about it.
The surf and turf I can totally get down with.
Yep.
That would be mine too. Okay, so now I've got to ask you, would you rather be in a position where you make all the decisions for everybody? You are the supreme leader of the world and you make every decision, but all the responsibility also falls on you? Or would you rather be in a position where all the decisions are made for you, you have no say in anything, but you have no responsibility and no worries?
That's a tough one.
It is. See, I'm here to make you guys think, man. Not just pretty faces that play hockey. They got to think, man.
Yeah. I'd probably go with the first one.
Yeah?
I think I'm a good decision maker, so I could help everybody out a little bit.
There you go. Okay, I like that. All right, now, before we get back into hockey, would you rather have the ability to speak to animals or the ability to speak all languages all throughout the world? You could fluently speak Spanish and Portuguese and whatever, every language, or speak to animals and communicate with animals.
I'm taking animals for sure.
Yeah.
Because technically you could learn all those languages.
Or Google Translate or something.
Exactly.
You can? Okay, I'm with you on that one.
Yep.
All right. Again, a tough weekend here at home this last weekend as we jump back into hockey here. I know that it doesn't sit well with you guys. I know it doesn't sit well with the coaches. I know there's fans that are like, man, what is going on? But you've got St. Cloud coming in, and like Coach said, this is a good hockey team, just like Minot is. These Central Division teams are also even and so on. What do you feel like as a group that you need to do? What do you have to focus on? What needs to change to be able to come away with some wins at home this coming weekend? weekend?
Yeah, I think we just got to be a little harder in front of our net and their net too. So kind of bury our chances because we're not lacking chances. So maybe shoot the puck a little bit more because we haven't been getting many shots.
I was talking with Coach about this earlier. Shots on goal for the last 3.5 weeks, and really you've been outshot, almost doubled most games. Now, again, that doesn't necessarily, and I always use this as a disclaimer even in my broadcast, that just because you look at the shot chances doesn't mean those are grade A chances. Because there are teams like Minot, St. Cloud's another one, that they'll dump everything on, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's a good scoring chance. So, it is a little bit of a skewed statistic in some senses. Yeah. But that being said, the more you put them on, percentages go up. So
exactly.
Okay. So you heard it here, folks. That's what they've got to do. A little more physical out front. Physicality as a whole. Overall, he's going to be one of the leaders for that. I'll guarantee you. We've got St. Cloud coming up, and before we roll into that, of course, I want to thank you for coming on. I know, as I always tell everybody, I know you guys are busy and you've got a lot of things on your plate and events and things to do. So I always appreciate you guys taking some time. Friday and Saturday, November 10th and 11th versus the St. Cloud Norsemen. Friday, November 10th, College Night, $5 admission with any college ID at the door. Corporate game sponsors is Interstates. And Saturday, November 11th, Veterans Day game. All veterans will receive free admission at the door. $15 corporate bar stool seats are available. Call Aaron at 605-380-5852. Post-game party at City Lights Barn Event Center down here at on South 2nd Street, just south of the overpass. Tip your bartenders, tip your waiters, enjoy the food, and because they're not, they're in it for they're working hard for you too. So keep that in mind as you come down to City Lights Barn Event Center for the post-game party on Saturday night. Corporate night sponsorships and reserve season tickets for Wings home games are available for the 2023 and 2024 season. Call Aaron again at 605-380-582 for more information. 5852, that is. $10 general admission tickets are also on sale at any of the 4 Sea Express locations in Aberdeen with additional purchases. And for all the latest news and information on the Wings, visit AberdeenWings.com. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and on Instagram. With that, once again, Bennett Koupal, thank you so much for joining us here on Wings Weekly. Good luck against the Norsemen.
Thanks for having me.
All right, folks, that'll wrap up this week's Wings Weekly.